Imagine waking up one morning and reaching for a song that once brought you joy, only to realize you can't remember its name. Then a few hours later, you struggle to recall the name of a lifelong friend. At first, these moments seem harmless. You chuckle when you can't find your glasses or forget what you walked into the kitchen for. You joke, I'm just getting older, and move on. We all do it. But what if those little slips aren't just normal aging? What if they're quiet whispers from your brain? Early signs that something deeper is changing beneath the surface. Cognitive decline doesn't arrive like a storm. It doesn't bang on the door or sound an alarm. It creeps in quietly in moments so small you can miss them. It tiptoes into your daily life through forgotten appointments, lost words, foggy focus, or sudden mood changes. And while you're busy pushing through the day, it slowly starts taking something precious. Your independence, your confidence, and even the essence of who you are. By the time many people notice what's happening, the decline has already begun shaping their lives. But here's the powerful truth. If caught early, this journey can change direction. There are steps, real, proven steps, that can help you fight back, strengthen your brain, and stay mentally sharp for years to come. In this video, we'll walk through 5 subtle but powerful warning signs of cognitive decline. Not to scare you, but to prepare you. Because awareness is your first defense and your strongest one. Let's begin by talking about something most people avoid. Denial. No one wants to feel like they're slipping, especially those of us who've spent decades leading families, managing careers, and making decisions. So when small lapses begin, forgetting names, struggling to find the right word, we brush them off. I'm just tired, we say. Or, it's been a stressful week. And yes, sometimes that's true. But the real danger lies in the brain's ability to hide its own decline. Your brain is remarkably adaptive. Even while it's struggling, it fills in blanks, it skips steps, it creates shortcuts to keep you functioning. But those shortcuts come at a cost. As the brain adjusts to less capacity, you may not realize how much it's compensating, until it affects your safety, your relationships, or your ability to care for yourself. Often, it's not you who notices first. It's your spouse, your children, a friend who says, "Didn't you already tell me that?" Or, "You seem a little off today." And that moment, when others begin to notice, is often when decline has already taken root. But here's the hopeful part. Many people who notice these signs early and take action experience stabilization or even improvement. Because cognitive decline isn't a switch, and it's a spectrum. And the earlier you step in, the more you can do to protect your mind. Let's talk about the first major sign: memory loss that disrupts your daily life. We all forget things: where we left the keys, the name of an old acquaintance, or what we needed from the store. But cognitive memory loss is different. It interferes with your routine. You might forget important dates or scheduled events and not remember them even after someone reminds you. You might ask the same question over and over, unaware you've already asked it. You may find yourself relying more and more on sticky notes, reminder apps, or loved ones to keep you on track, even for things you used to handle easily on your own. This kind of memory loss isn't just inconvenient, it's disruptive. It can cause missed medications, forgotten conversations, and even confusion in social settings. That confusion can lead to embarrassment and, eventually, avoidance. You pull back from social events, you stop going out, and that isolation only makes the problem worse. But don't lose hope, because the brain, like any muscle, can grow stronger with the right care. Brain training activities, improved sleep, proper nutrition, and even puzzles or simple routines can help sharpen your memory. If you notice these changes early, you have a chance to slow, not even reverse the slide. The second warning sign is a little harder to spot: difficulty with planning or solving problems. Maybe it hits you when you try to pay bills and the numbers don't add up, or when you follow a recipe you've cooked 100 times, and suddenly it feels overwhelming. These are everyday tasks. But when your brain's executive function begins to falter, they become frustrating, confusing, even exhausting. You may start making small errors, skipping steps, or abandoning tasks halfway through. It's not laziness, it's your brain struggling to stay organized. Watch for signs like taking much longer to decide what to wear, what to eat, or how to get from point A to point B. If planning your day or following simple instructions becomes a mental marathon, your brain may be under strain. What's worse, when this happens, many seniors start avoiding activities altogether. They stop managing their own money, stop exploring new places, stop taking initiative. That avoidance reduces stimulation, and the less we challenge our minds, the faster decline takes hold. But you can interrupt that pattern. Mental stimulation, like solving puzzles, learning new skills, and even having deep conversations, can revive your ability to reason and plan. Let's look at the third sign: confusion with time, place, or routine tasks. Imagine waking up and not knowing what day it is or feeling unsure whether it's morning or night. You walk into a familiar store and feel lost. Or worse, you drive a route you've taken hundreds of times and miss a crucial turn. This kind of disorientation doesn't usually happen suddenly. It begins slowly. You may find yourself asking, "What day is it again?" more often, or walking into a room and not remembering why. You might get lost while walking through your neighborhood, or feel anxious in settings that used to feel comfortable. Your brain has a built-in compass that helps you orient to space and time. When cognitive decline begins, that compass can start to wobble. You forget sequences, you lose a sense of direction, and over time, you may feel like you can't trust yourself. And that fear can deeply affect your independence. Let's move to the fourth warning sign, one that often feels the most personal: trouble with words and conversations. Maybe you're speaking with a friend and suddenly can't find the right word. It's on the tip of your tongue, but it just won't come. Or you start a story and halfway through lose the thread completely. You pause, feel flustered, maybe even say, "Oh, never mind." This isn't just a moment of forgetfulness. It's a change in how your brain handles language, how it stores, retrieves, and expresses information. You might find yourself calling things by the wrong name, like saying "the book thing" when you mean remote. You may repeat yourself without realizing it. Or you might start avoiding conversations altogether because you feel like you can't keep up, especially in groups or with fast talkers. And that withdrawal, it's subtle, but it's dangerous, because isolation is one of the greatest threats to brain health. Your brain needs engagement, it needs stimulation, it needs other voices, faces, and ideas. If conversations start feeling like a chore, or you hear yourself saying "forget it" more often, that's not just frustration. It's your brain sending a signal. And thankfully, there are ways to respond. Speech therapy, journaling, word games, even slowing down the pace of interactions can help rebuild those language pathways. Now let's talk about the fifth and final warning sign, the one people notice but often misunderstand: mood swings, withdrawal, or personality changes. Someone you love or maybe even you may start acting out of character. Once cheerful, now frequently irritable. Once outgoing, now unusually quiet. They stop enjoying hobbies they once loved, stop calling friends, or start seeming suspicious or anxious for no clear reason. These changes are often mistaken for depression, loneliness, or just getting grumpy with age. But many times they're rooted in cognitive decline. As the brain changes, it affects not just how we think, but how we feel and how we see the world. Fear, confusion, and frustration can take over, especially if the person isn't fully aware of what's happening to them. But here's what matters most. These changes are not a failure. They're not your fault. And you are not broken. You're human. And your brain is simply asking for help. If you've seen these signs in yourself, a partner, a parent, or a friend, don't ignore them. Don't wait for a crisis. Talk to a doctor. Strengthen your daily habits. Ask for support. The earlier you act, the more power you have to protect your mind and your future. So, what do you do if these signs feel familiar? First, take a deep breath. You're not alone. And more importantly, you are not powerless. Cognitive decline is not the end of the road. In many cases, especially when caught early, the brain is capable of slowing, adapting, and even improving. It all starts with awareness and action. If you've noticed memory issues, trouble with problem solving, confusion, word loss, or changes in your mood or behavior, it's time to listen to what your brain is telling you. Don't dismiss it. Don't be embarrassed. This is your chance to protect your most valuable asset, your mind. Here are your next steps. Talk to your doctor. Ask about cognitive screening. It's quick, simple, and can give you peace of mind or a plan forward. Move your body daily, even just a walk around the block. Exercise fuels your brain. Feed your brain with colorful fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, and omega-3s. Sleep well, stay social, and don't stop learning, whether it's puzzles, reading, or learning a new skill. But most of all, don't wait. The earlier you act, the more power you have to shape your future. If this video helped you recognize something in yourself or someone you care about, please leave a comment. Share your story. You might help someone else find clarity and courage. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. We share new videos every week to help you stay strong, sharp, and ever resilient.